by e-scooter. Embarrassing. Until Frank rolled up. Bye, San Francisco. Hello, San Francisco. Explore over 300,000 travel experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator.
With Target Circle, every Target run is a chance to earn. Use the Target app to shop and automatically earn 1% rewards on non-red card purchases to redeem on future Target runs. Learn how to earn and save more with Target Circle.
Purina One. We switched and wow, I know its proven natural nutrition is helping support Charlie's strong immune system and Ginger's healthy heart.
See differences today and for a lifetime. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Checking audio. Can you hear me, Cheryl?
Good evening. We got new microphones. We big time now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Ms. Henry,
Mr. Hikes?
Yes.
Ms. Weiss?
Yes.
Ms. Hubbard?
Yes.
Ms. Fowle?
Present.
Ms. Jones?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Present.
Ms. Cousins?
Yes.
We have a quorum.
Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna go off script for just a moment. Can we please, please, please have a moment of silence for Israel? Thank you. It's wonderful to see everyone here always caring so much about the people of St. Louis, especially our students and families of St. Louis Public Schools. We are going to change things up a little bit. Before we go any further, I do want to read the rules that we have. I'm sure everyone has received a copy of the agenda. Well, I'll read it to you. Out of the respect of the board members and their mission to conduct the district business, we will continue to enforce guidelines for the public comments. They are as follows. Citizens interested in commenting will sign in on the iPad between 6 and 6:30 p.m. before the board meeting. Commentators may take an available seat in the room up to 20. If you've noticed, we made sure we accommodated everyone. There are well over 20 seats in the audience. Public comments will occur at the end of each meeting. Board meeting information can be submitted to the board in writing. If you're going to notice today, out of respect of you all, we're going to move public comments before we take care of business. Each commentator will have up to 3 minutes to address the board. Considering we have 50 people that have signed up to comment, and we only have 3 minutes for each person, we will not be able to allow all 50 people to comment. Therefore, if you have already commented at several of our board meetings, you will not have the opportunity to comment at tonight's meeting. If you have representatives, multiple representatives, we're asking, out of respect, that you at least nominate 2 to 3 representatives to speak. I repeat, if you have multiple representatives, we're asking that you please nominate 2 or 3 representatives to speak, and please do not have them speak on the exact same topic. Each commenter must remain respectful, refrain from speaking derogatory about anyone. Do not use names. Please do not use profanity. We do have children in the room, and we are live streaming this. There will be 30 minutes allocated for all comments. If you were not called to speak, you might submit your information in writing or return to the next scheduled meeting with a priority number. Only one individual or group should speak of the same point on one topic. Thank you for your patience. With that being said, I want to first go to student and staff recognition, Spirit of Excellence. Still talking, I'm sorry. I want to start with a thank you to the members of the St. Louis Public Schools Human Resource and the District's Wellness Committee, who, in partnership with the United Healthcare, hosted SLPS Wellness Day Saturday, September 23rd. Staff and family members were able to receive flu shots and meet healthcare providers who shared important information on health and wellness. And along those same lines, 24 St. Louis public schools were named among America's healthiest schools by a national health advocacy organization, Healthier Generation. The SLPS representations accounted for 24 of the 28 Missouri schools to receive the recognition. Congratulations to all who worked so hard to maintain focus on health and wellness. I don't know if she's here, but Miss Karen, is she here? I know she retired. She's not here. Miss Karen Shelton has worked how long, Ms. Lori, for the district? Over 20-something years for the district, for the HR department. And I know she has put in tireless hours to make sure the wealth and wellness has always been put as top priority for the district. So please, let's recognize her in that department. The National Chess Championship. Yeah, we do a lot of great things around here. The National Chess Championships are currently underway here at St. Louis. Yesterday, 2 grandmasters took time to visit chess club students at Gateway Middle School and Betty Wheeler CJA. The masters engaged in a strategy game with students to demonstrate the importance of critical thinking and decision making. During this event, students had the opportunity to meet Fabio, not gonna try that one, currently the second-ranked chess player globally, and Abi Mashira, who holds the distinction of being the youngest person in the United States to attain the title of Grandmaster at the age of 12. For our students who follow chess, these grandmasters were like rock stars. We're grateful for the championship leaders for making this opportunity possible. Blue Ribbon Schools. We are excited to announce that Betty Wheeler CJA and Mallinckrodt are among the newest national Blue Ribbon schools. The Blue Ribbon program recognizes overall excellence or progress in closing achievement gaps. We would like our school principals, Betty Wheeler, Dr. Robert Narrow, and Mallinckrodt's Dr. Sean Williams to come forward and say a few words about who they have brought along with them on behalf of their school and teaching teams.
Good evening, Madam President, Mr. Davis, members of the board, as well as you, Dr. Scarlett. Thank you for having us. The Blue Ribbon Awards program, or the recognition that Mallinckrodt received, is a testament of the hard work that we do at our schools every day, the way that we love and support our students, the way that we shelter them and provide them with real-world experiences and the knowledge that they need to move forward. So we appreciate the honor. It was a lot of hard work that went into it, and so we thank you guys for recognizing us. We look forward to celebrating and ensuring that Mallinckrodt and Betty Wheeler remain focused on students, remain focused on academic excellence. So thank you for having us.
I don't know how to follow that up. That was perfectly worded. But I do want to thank you all for having us as well. I did have a chance to bring one of our teacher leaders, Ms. Mallory Dolphin, our kindergarten teacher. In addition to obviously our students who put forth the hard work every single day, our staff that shows up and really dedicates themselves to helping our students learn, we really couldn't do without them. So thank you for having us again.
Thank you. Dr. Scarlett.
Good evening, everyone. So in the spirit of excellence, we are now midway through the celebration of National Latino Heritage Month for September 15th through October 15th. Many of our schools are planning classroom programs, projects, and displays to celebrate. This month brings and provides a meaningful opportunity to recognize and honor the rich contributions, diverse cultures, and significant achievements of Latino communities throughout history. It is a time to celebrate their indelible impact on our society, both past and present. October is Safety Month nationally and also at St. Louis Public Schools. This observance is a means to foster a culture of safety and a collaborative approach to ensuring safe and healthy school environments. Throughout the month, our staff will be introduced to new programs and tools aimed at promoting safety and maintaining a healthy school environment. Here's just some of what we will share over the coming weeks. I'm proud to announce the St. Louis chapter of ASIS, the American Society for Industrial Security, today honored members of our safety and security team at the organization's 33rd Annual Law Enforcement and Security Appreciation Luncheon. Of course, we are proud of them and so excited to see this honor come from their peers. Congratulations to Colonel DeAndre Davis and the safety and security team. Please give them a hand. I'm so proud of you all. Thank you. The district was recently awarded a school safety reimbursement grant. We were awarded $300,000 in reimbursable funds, which will go toward adding protective safety film to our first floor windows at various sites. This film makes it significantly more difficult to break glass. Our operations team will have more on this later. This month, we're also exploring new opportunities to remind staff, students, and families of all the ways in which our district teams work to ensure safety each and every day. We will spotlight new safety initiatives as our district's outstanding and continued efforts to ensure quality air and water in our district. Information about the Emergency Management Communications Plan, including lockdown procedures, training for threat assessment, how our safety teams are trained, and our 911 RTA real-time analysis that offers an alert of incidents near schools. We'll also highlight our Be Kind anti-bullying campaign that promotes our anonymous safety and security hotline number. The number is 314-241-7577. This line is open to everyone, staff, students, and families. And it's not just about bullying. It is a way to report any inappropriate behavior witnessed, overheard, or suspected either in school or online. The hotline number again is 314-241-7577. How to manage COVID today. A recent COVID update was prepared for staff and families. We'll continue to post these updates to our webpage at COVID webpage on the website at slps.org/COVID. And then lastly, yesterday marked for me 100 days. And so thank you. I am particularly excited to announce that on November 1st, from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., we are inviting the entire St. Louis community to join us for a special online social event as we look back on my first 100 days and look forward to the future. This is an opportunity for all of us to come together, celebrate our shared commitment to excellence, discuss our goals, and learn about how we can work together in service of our students, staff, and community. To RSVP for this event, visit www.slps.org/100days. You can find more information on all district channels. And finally, again, here are some upcoming calendar updates. There's no school on Friday, the 14th, for professional development. And also, parent-teacher conferences are next Wednesday and Thursday, October 18th and 19th. There is no school on the 20th following the parent-teacher conferences. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Scarlett. Now to public comment. Oh, I'm getting old. I got Ms. Patricia Woodson. Ms. Woodson. President Cummings, did you have two representatives that you wanted to speak? Who would you like, sir? Mr. Monroe, I think you missed what I said. So I think you missed what I said. I think you did. Okay. Oh, will you? Okay. Mr. Davis. Ma'am, you're correct. I'm not a dictator. You are correct. I'm not a dictator. And you're correct. I am. You are absolutely you're correct. So you know what? No, ma'am. Because you're saying that I'm not a dictator, because I'm not, and I don't want to be a dictator, and I do want to hear you speak. So let me say this. So I'm having a conversation with you. So this is what I need you to do. By all means, because Ms. Patricia is not here, why don't you come up and speak?
I also have handouts for the board. If someone would come and get them. I will read it to you. This is to the St. Louis Public Schools system, and it says, regarding the continual existence of the St. Louis Public School Retirement System Pension Fund, does our defined benefit pension dissolve? Does the St. Louis Public School employee go into a 501k? Dear Antoinette Cousins and school board, since the fiscal year of 2018, the annual required contribution, which is called the ARC, from the St. Louis Public School System funds allocated for retired public school employees has decreased. This matching fund is placed into the pension fund by retired benefits that has been decreasing since 2018. It was always based on the Consumer Price Index, which is the CPI, until the new legislation was asked for by the state-appointed board governing our school district. Now the matching annual required contribution, which is called the ARC, to the pension system will continue decreasing until it is gone. I have 3 questions concerning the St. Louis Public School Retirement System. Number 1, what is the funded ratio for the fiscal year of 2023? Number 2, does the St. Louis Public School Retirement System dissolve and when it reaches 70% funded, or at what point does this lack of not having Consumer Price Index annual required contribution from the employer, which is St. Louis Public Schools, cause the fund to lose its defined benefit status and go into a 401k? Number 3, Will the St. Louis Public School allow or get rid of the pension system or merge our funds to another Missouri pension system? I am requesting the public and the written answer to my question. The public answers are being requested because this is a public board meeting and the public is to be informed. I request that the answer to my question be presented at the November board meeting. Thank you. And my contact information is here, and I'm saying this too: no contracts out. Does someone like to take these?
Thank you.
Do I leave them here?
They'll get them.
Okay.
Mr. Lane.
Bill Monroe was the first one to sign up. Bill Monroe came in 2 hours early so I could be first.
Good evening, Dr. Scarlett, members of the board, and the public. I'll be quick because 3 minutes is not a lot of time. My name is Adam Lane, and I have the honor of serving as a treasurer for the city of St. Louis. In my role, I get to set the direction for our Office of Financial Empowerment's College Kids program, which I am here to advocate for today after the recent suspension of our current MOU. When I was on the board, our biggest ask was that our community choose to support our young people in this district. We specifically charged our elected officials to join us in providing intentional resources and to invest in our kids and their futures. What more literal investment than the College Kids program, which creates a savings account for every kindergartner, seeds that account with $50, and creates activities and programs for students and families to earn while learning about financial literacy, free of charge to this district. Our goal is that students can save at least $500 because $500 saved studies show that students can be 3 times more likely to go to college and 4 times more likely to graduate. I can't overstate the importance of this program in a district that has a population demographics that we have, in a district that has very specific college and career readiness goals that I championed while serving on this very board, and in a district that has no formal financial literacy curriculum that spans K through 12. Our oldest group is only in 8th grade, but we have already over 2,000 extremely engaged families that have an average of over $200 in their accounts, with our largest SLPS account over $5,000. And we are working to engage even more families, but we can't make that happen without the full support of this district. This suspension will mean that the current class of kindergartners will miss out on at least $2.2 million in collective savings toward their post-secondary dreams. This program is more than just about bank accounts. It's about unlocking access. If a family can't pay $150 for summer program at SLU, they can use their College Kids account for that. If a student decides to go to trade school, they can use the funds in their account to buy the first set of tools that they'll need for class. Early college savings has been shown to increase scholarships received and admission to college access programs, especially for low-income households. Aunties and uncles, instead of getting you those $200 Jordans for Christmas, can put it into your College Kids savings accounts. And companies like McDonald's, the Science Center, Ted Drew's, just to name a few, that employ our high school youth can step up as partners and contribute directly into their accounts. As a former SLPS board member, as a former SLPS math teacher, and as someone who cares deeply about the post-secondary success and financial futures of our young people who look like I do and come from neighborhoods like the one I grew up in, I urge this body to fully support the College Kids program and our partnership. But you don't have to take my word for it. Ask your teachers and principals at some of your blue ribbon schools too, where we've done our financial literacy story time, where we've tabled parent-teacher conferences, open houses, ask the families who have been engaged from day one and are champions for their child's financial futures. Thank you for your time, your dedication toward the best outcomes for our students, and I look forward to working in collaboration with all of you and our young people and their families in a city that we all love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lane. Mr. Joe Milovic. Mr. Joe Milovic. Mr. Joe Milovic. Am I saying that right? Miklovic. I'm sorry, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Joe Miklovic. My grandson, Joseph Dufier, was a student at GSA South Charter School during the academic years 2019, 20, and 21. My wife and I have been contributing to the College Kids Fund since 2019 on behalf of Joseph, and our experience has been fraught with frustration. I'd like to provide two examples of our concerns. Firstly, let's address the issue of attendance incentives. Over the past 1,700 days, I've been tirelessly seeking an explanation as to why Joseph has not received his attendance incentives for the 3 years specified. It begs the question, why has this not been resolved? Every school year during Joseph's attendance, the principal of GSA South assured me that student attendance records and report cards were forwarded to the treasurer's office for college kids incentives. However, Joseph never received his. Step 2 of the College Kids program, highlighted on the 2017 website, clearly states students receive financial incentives when they have good attendance at school. For 2019, Joseph had 2 days of absence and 1 day of tardy. I have asked Treasurer Lane, what is the calculation? How do you determine what is good or great attendance? That was 5 weeks ago, and I still have not received an answer. 5 weeks ago, I asked him to pursue why my grandson never got any attendance incentives, and I've yet to receive any answer to that. For the 1,700 past days, 17 times I have addressed individuals in the treasurer's office to please tell me why he did not receive his incentives. Of those 17, 4 times the then president of the treasurers, or the present treasurer was Tashara Jones, and I did not receive a response from her or from her staff. What is even more concerning is that I've emailed this issue to various offices within the city, looking to the president of the board, president of the board of aldermen, my alderman, and the president of the Aldermanic Caucus employees. No one has yet to respond to give me any information relative to that. In summary, the College Kids program urgently requires an internal review of its operations. I've attempted to involve the city outside external auditors, KPMG, and the Missouri State Auditor, as over 22,000 families could potentially be at risk. 5 weeks ago, Treasurer Lane also asked about the criteria for awarding attendance incentives, but again, I have not received the response.
Thank you, sir.
Bill Monroe has been denied the opportunity to speak.
Mr. President Cummings, what representative do you have?
Lawsuit against the Board of Education, St. Louis Public Schools. What you see here is an example of the disrespect that our community must take by this organization.
President Cummings. President Cummings, who do you have next to speak? Thank you, sir. Hold
Did
on.
you receive what I had emailed to you?
Yes, sir,
This
we did.
address? Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mr. Cummings, who do you have?
It's going to come to grips with the black community is in a courtroom. They ain't giving us nothing. Not anything. Now, I'm glad to see the community come out in support.
Your 3 minutes are up, Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings, who do you have, sir? President Cummings.
He didn't even sign up.
Who?
I did.
You have who?
Don't get on my case, dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
you ain't been bit by me.
bit bite.
What's your name, ma'am?
Cameron Owens.
Cameron Owens.
Yes.
Ms.
Is this
Owens, it's on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Owens. I'm a teacher at Clyde C. Miller and also a building steward. So I'm going to talk about Maslow. Abraham Harold Maslow was an American psychologist who created Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a theory of psychological health predicated on fulfilling innate human needs and priority, culminating in personality development that allows an individual to thrive in our society. As a follower of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there are several conditions in most cases that need to be met in order for students to perform at an acceptable level academically. Specifically at schools, as students underperform academically in large numbers, students must have the following needs met as their best chance for academic success. A, physiological. This is why we have breakfast and lunch programs. Generally, we do not care if people are hungry. But as we accept the fact that students cannot learn if their stomachs are empty. B, safety and security. Generally, we have not accepted that many students need this in order to achieve. For example, SLPS has thousands of students classified as homeless, and yet we keep track of the numbers, but do not ensure that every student has a home to go to and from each day. C, a sense of community. Students have a need of belonging and stability. Generally, we accept this by setting high expectations for students, but only with words and not by deeds. We do this in superficial ways, like just start calling them scholars. D, a sense of self-esteem. One symptom of this need not being met is a lack of motivation to learn and to excel. However, once most students reach this level, academic achievement begins. I respect this democratically elected school board of their choice of Dr. Scarlett to lead this district. In closing, remember the teachings of Maslow's when implementing interventions for schools that have large numbers of students who underachieve. Thank you.
Mr. Moore.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Moore. I'm also a teacher at Clyde C. Miller Career Academy. I've taught in this district at Clyde C. Miller for 27 years, and I was there right when the school started. I was there when people came to our school from all across the country to see what we were doing. And I'd like to speak to that after I read this, please. AFT St. Louis Local 420 announces back-to-school grant from AFT to enable SLPS parents to help read to children. The grant is part of the National Union's Real Solutions for Kids and Communities campaign. Today, AFT St. Louis President Ray Cummings announced a $10,000 grant that they have received as part of the American Federation of Teachers Real Solutions for Kids and Communities campaign to strengthen public schools by rejecting extremist toxic attacks in favor of innovative, scalable solutions to tackle learning loss and loneliness, and to make literacy, mental health, career pathways, and affordable college national priorities. The AFT's ongoing $5 million Real Solutions for Kids and Community campaign is on the ground in schools and communities, directly funding programs that help kids recover and thrive. It is providing 40 back-to-school grants totaling over $500,000 to local AFT affiliates to strengthen public schools and meet the critical needs of students and families. Some locals are using the funds to launch community events that promote the love of reading, while others are using them to stock food banks and for families facing food and housing insecurity. The Cincinnati Federation of Teachers, for example, plans to use the grant to work with community groups to combat gun violence at Woodwood High School. And in Louisiana, Red River United plans to use this grant to host events where students and their families connect to local trades experts and prepare for careers after high school. The multifaceted campaign, which has been promoted in ads, also includes visits to schools where solutions like community schools, career and college pathways, hands-on learning are in place. Showcasing the work happening successfully, along with book giveaways and extensive resources to help families and teachers with reading instruction so kids learn to love reading and do it well. Throughout the year, the AFT will continue to make additional investments and provide grants to fund research-tested strategies that make student learning and well-being the priority. These include organizing teacher parent nights to encourage collaboration on improving school culture and tackling students' trauma. Expanding training for school support staff so that they have more tools to help students who are falling behind academically, and creating more hands-on learning opportunities like visiting local governments to learn about civic engagement and careers in public service. We are extremely pleased and proud to be awarded this grant to enable parents to reach their children by providing books and support, said local President Ray Cummings. This is critical for early childhood literacy. I know that my father modeled reading for me, which helped prepare me for school and life. We hope to pilot this program and the community support with community support expanded. While others continue their toxic, politically driven attacks against the public education system, we're addressing learning loss, loneliness, and literacy challenge through transformative strategies that can be sustained, integrated, and scaled to help children recover and thrive.
Thank you, sir.
Can I just say one thing about Career Academy? We need your help. When I came to this school, I've been there 27 years. I've been through 10 administrations, 5 principals, and we at the school, we have a new dynamic, young black female leader like you, Ms. Scarlett, Dr. Scarlett. I'm asking for your support for this young lady. We can do the things to bring Career Academy back up. We don't need any money. We need support from administration to help us help ourselves. And I would ask you to look for an email from me. I would like to invite you all to Career Academy, especially you, Dr. Scarlett, to see what we have to offer and to listen to our needs. That's all we want from you, is to listen to our needs, and we can help you make this school something great for St. Louis.
Thank you. Reverend Norris. Reverend Norris.
Good evening. I'm Reverend Charles Norris, President of the St. Louis Clergy Coalition, as well as pastor of St. James AME Church in the Ville neighborhood. I first want to give a personal thank you to St. Louis Public Schools. St. Louis Public Schools took my son in 2 years ago. He was credit deficient. He had very low self-esteem. They told him where he came from that he would not be graduating, and he was a sophomore. He was able, with the help of Dr. Deidre Thomas Murray, to get into Carnahan High School. He went to summer school. He thought I was crazy, but his sophomore year, he doesn't think he's that smart, but he took chemistry and physics and passed them in the same summer. COVID was a blessing for us, for our family in this regard, because normally you could only take 2 classes in summer school. He took 6 classes in summer school and was able to get himself up to a point. He got A's and B's when he had been making D's and F's his freshman and sophomore year. He graduated and was able to get into a Harris Stowe program where he did not know he was taking a senior level college class at Harris Stowe in his senior year. He is now a freshman and thriving at Harris Stowe University. He is working hard, and I want to thank you for saving the life of my son. Amen. And as a result, I stand here as the president and leader of the Clergy Coalition to let you know that we make ourselves available to you. We believe strongly in early childhood development as well as literacy. And we are here to let you know that we are willing to open up our churches. We are willing to take our members. We want to be a part of literacy programs in the neighborhood, because at the end of the day, reading and literacy is a community effort. It takes the student, it takes the parents, it takes the schools, it takes the churches. When we couldn't get into schools, churches created schools. And so I want you to know that we are here to help you. We support you, Dr. Scarlett. We support you, Madam President and Vice President, and we support St. Louis as well. Let us come together, let us work together, and we can do this thing if we just start loving our children and showing people how to do that as opposed to incarcerating them. God bless you, and good night.
Thank you, Reverend Norris. Greg Mashad. Thank you.
Hello, board. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm going to speak about Fanning School, and you should have a handout that I have given. And I think the best thing for me to do is just kind of quickly go through the handout, even though the audience doesn't really have access to it, but they'll understand. So Fanning School has some real problems. And the school district is largely responsible for allowing the situation to go on. And if you look at the first page of this handout, it goes over all the events up to this date. If you go to the second and third page, you see that Kansas City Public Schools and Minneapolis both have programs that are inclusive and build a consensus with neighborhoods in redoing their schools. And what happened here at Fanning, you know, I live right across from the entrance of the school. They figured everything out. 9 months later, they tell us, well, we're going to do this to the neighborhood. They don't give us any kind of option. So, but you can see, and I think the Kansas City Public Schools is particularly important because, you know, these processes need to be straightened out in a way that are democratic and inclusive. The next page is affordable housing, and for this school district, it has the opportunity to look at different business models. There was and you'll see a art center was also an applicant, as well as these apartments. And art center actually, you know, after looking at the design, and I talk about this in the affordable housing part, the art center is actually possibly a business model for all, you know, because the art center serves the underserved, and it serves the wealthy in the neighborhood. And if you look at the map, the vacancy collaborative map, you'll see that right around Fanning there's hundreds of vacant properties, and mostly to the south and to the east. And rebuilding these neighborhoods is essential, and the Fanning School should be serving, you know, they're looking for places in the summer at the rec center down there in Marquette Park, and art is another way to do it. But it also serves the business community. There's all kinds of restaurants along the that are international, and you know, it allows a chance to examine cultures, different cultures, and bring the city together. So these schools, and this is one of the biggest problems with the city in general, is that design options need discussion. You need to find a way to build a better city. You need to be able to talk about it. And what's happened to Fanning is, you know, we're just kind of, you know, pushed aside, and it doesn't matter what the quality of the neighborhood is as long as the developer gets his way.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And anyway, please consider looking at Fanning and trying to straighten what's going on out.
Thank you. Brandy Moore. President Cummings.
President Cousins.
board members, and Dr. Scarlett. Good evening. The departure from the direct democratic control of schools is now being influenced and supported by elites who seek to privately manage and privatize education. During this last decade, the charter cartel advocates supported foundations like the capital O to capital T, think tanks, and various policymakers have framed an equity discourse around charter principles touting benefits of private management of public schools within a market-based system. Using the mantra of civil rights, moneyed interests have created local AstroTurf groups. We know who they are. AstroTurf groups are fake grassroots organizations. These AstroTurf groups utilize resources from billionaires and other supporters of the charter cartel philosophy to go on grants at democratically elected school board meetings designed to erode confidence in traditional public schools, yet they never mention problems associated with charter schools. This is right out of the privatizer's playbook. Lately, their rants have been about SLPS students not being able to read, but they fail to mention that all across the country, we are struggling to get a handle on the issue of reading, not just with students, but also adults. This is a problem that is not just plaguing SLPS. I have 3 individuals in my life that I consider as North Stars that I use to guide me when I am confronted with matters with respect to civil rights. Let me share with you what their feelings were when it comes to the privatization of public institutions which were designed for the public good like the public schools. NAACP co-founder W.E.B. Du Bois in his essay, Negroes and the Crisis of Capitalism in the U.S., praised highly the virtues of collaborative social and governmental action. He railed against the role of business and capitalistic control that usurp government and make the throttling of democracy and distortion of education and failure of justice widespread. Malcolm X characterized market-based public policy as voluntaristic and bloodsucking. He too advocated for collaborative social systems to solve problems. Dr. Martin Luther King argued that we often have socialism and public policy for the rich and rugged market capitalism for the poor. Du Bois, Malcolm X, and Dr. King clearly would have pushed back against the political framing of the charter cartel by promoting civil rights and recognized the opportunistic pattern seen in the purposeful and unrelenting location of groups like the O capital T in black communities. Proponents of the privatization of public schools ignore the history of black civil rights leaders advocating for collaborative, community-based systems of social support and their distrust of those who promote privatization of democratic institutions designed for the public good like the public schools. We support our elected board.
Thank you, President Cummings. Ms. Avis Funches. Good evening.
I also wanted to come up here and say the positive experience that I've had at SLPS. I know I come up here sometimes and I have my complaints and we have our emails, but every day I wake up and I drop my kids off at a public school, at a neighborhood school, at a magnet school. And even if I have all the problems in the world, I feel comfortable with letting them know. And I feel like I can hold them accountable for all the things that are happening. Now, I know that's not everyone's experience, but maybe more of you should show up to these board meetings on the interims, you know, like when it's not some fancy cameras here, and state your concerns. But I will say that my experience at SLPS has always been met, with someone reaching back to me and with having a pathway to deal with something that's happening. So I also support the board. Good evening.
Thank you. Ashley Meredith.
some of you already know me. You probably know what I'm about to talk about. But my name is Ashley Meredith. I'm one of the special education teachers at Central Visual Performing Arts High School, and I'm representing the CVPA staff's concerns about the plan the district has given us for the anniversary date, which occurs 14 calendar days from today. Part of this plan is to have a day of service on October 24th that is essentially boiling down to an outdoor assembly in honor of Miss Kushka and Alexandria Bell, followed by a series of poorly staffed field trips all across St. Louis. In order to support the staff, students, and families of our schools in a way that does not exacerbate the traumas that we are still suffering from, we need the following things as soon as you can possibly provide them. 1, we need an official announcement of what field trips students will be presented with so we can disseminate the options to our school community so we can educate families on how to protect kids as they engage in a plan that is potentially very unsafe. If you decide to change something for this day, we recommend that you eliminate the field trips and narrow down the location to one place where we can utilize the very limited staff supports most effectively to provide effective healing opportunities. And we need you to consider the unfortunate truth that given the degree of the concerns that are still present today that we complain about daily, the plan is not salvageable. I would like to bring to your attention that over 75% of staff at both CVPA and CSMB have already expressed in writing that they do not feel like they can care for their own mental health by attending work on October 24th and participating in the field trip plan as is. With the lack of staff who are capable to support the plan presented, it is time to consider that the safest option for our school communities is to officially cancel school on this day. 2, we need an apology for the lack of plan communicated by this point. You knew this was coming for a year, and the fact that we have not received better communication up until this point is unacceptable. 3, we need to be included in future plans for the anniversary date as we continue to graduate the students who were present on that day. I want to be very clear. The most traumatic thing that we are dealing with right now is not the PTSD of living through a school shooting last October. It has been the continued negligence, miscommunication, and lack of support from the district as we try desperately to heal. We have presented multiple plans and offered multiple solutions for how best you can help us, and they have not been answered to the people who presented them. We want to believe that you care about what happened to us, but right now it doesn't feel like it. To help us heal better in future years, we need you to learn how to ask for our input before dropping plans on us that only serve to show that you don't know what we're going through and you don't know what we need. So please, this is going to happen again next year if we do not make plans to change now. And we would appreciate if you would consider our principals' pleas and our counseling team supports more than the pleas of unrelated people from the district and people who were not there from other schools that have been through school shootings. The experts in this case are us. We know what we need. Please listen.
Thank you. That concludes our public comments.
For the board to pad who spoke and then deny them to speak is a blatant disrespect. Matter of fact, it's despicable. Now, you need to allow these parents, these are parents and grandparents that want to express. We are not here to beat y'all up. We're here to share our concerns. And you should be willing to listen.
Excuse me, can I get some order? Can I get some order? Can I get some order? Can we do this? We will allow, excuse me. We will allow you all to speak, but we must let you all know, we still have to conduct business. So what, sir, we will allow you all.
Okay, with all due respect, it's only fair to listen sometimes.
Sir, we understand what you're saying. We understand what you're saying. Can you all,
The people want to be heard. The people want to be heard.
Can everybody first have a seat? Can you have a seat? Can you have a seat first? If everyone have a seat first, can everyone please first have a seat? Can everyone please have a seat? Thank you. Thank you. Can everyone please have a seat? I'm still seeing people standing. Can everyone please have a seat? Thank you. Who is that? Oh. Okay, again. Mr. Watson, he okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. Go ahead, sir. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm actually in there with the kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I first came here, the lady said we should come more, right?
Okay.
If I come, it's just like church. I should be welcome as I come.
You
didn't make none of y'all made me feel welcome. You walked in here 20 minutes late. You had an attitude. This is an critique. You had an attitude. That's why the lady said you acting like a dictator.
Okay, so.
Y'all supposed to be for the people, damn it, be.
Okay, so listen. No. Now you wanted to. No, sir. Sir. But listen. So I'm letting you speak. You're right, and I'm letting you speak. So I've let. Are you gonna allow me to speak? Oh, so now I'm not talking about nothing. Okay, so let me help you guys out. And let me explain how these meetings go, because this was his first meeting. So let me explain to you all how our meetings go. Our meetings go where we conduct, sir, I can't speak over you. I can't speak over you, sir.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking to the people that's listening. You want to argue. Just keep talking to the people that's listening.
You're right, ma'am. Again, these are business meetings. Our job first and foremost is to conduct business, okay? So we haven't gotten to the business. So what we've done is we move our public comment up so you guys can provide comments. So what I'm saying, let me finish, sir. So what I'm saying is we've allowed you all to speak because we moved public comment up. So I'm not finished. We've allowed you all to speak. We moved public comment up. So what I'm asking is we're going to go into business. After we conduct our business, then we can go back into public comment and allow you all to speak. We still have to conduct the business of the district. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, sir.
Wait a minute, hold up. Point of order. Wait a minute, hold up, everybody, hold up. How many, by show of hands, how many actual parents and grandparents signed up to speak? Raise your hand. The board should be willing to listen to every parent and grandparent that came down here. You should be willing to listen to every parent and grandparent.
And while you just did what you did you hear what I said? I said we don't have a problem with that. But I'm saying allow us to conduct
You look
our
pretty
business.
good, man.
And
What took y'all
after
20 minutes to get
after
here?
we could, because we were upstairs handling business.
Was the business that you were handling got to do with our kids literacy
Yes.
and reading?
Yes, it does.
Well, when will we get an update?
It's closed session. It was closed session.
This is just what I'm asking. So like the last two meetings, the board meetings that you had, Bridge to Hope actually did show up, and we showed up with clear demands and asks. And not only did we show up, but the day after the school board, we emailed every single school board person sitting up here. Do you know that we did not
Madam
receive
President,
even a response
I'd like to
from
make a
any of
motion
y'all?
to adjourn.
Second.
We have not seen or heard a response
Ms.
from none of
Henry.
y'all. Or none of that. And then we come to the
There's
meetings
been
and it's how
moved
y'all
and
put it off.
second to
Can't
adjourn.
none of these kids read. What business are y'all conducting?
Ms. Henry.
It's like 2 or 3 kids out of a school of 200 to 300 kids that can read. What business are we conducting over these kids' heads? Scarlett, I feel sorry for you coming into a school board like this. They set you up to fail. They set you up to fail. Because at the end of the day, y'all not doing nothing. Y'all wasn't doing nothing before Scarlett got here, and you ain't doing nothing while she here. At the end of the day, these kids can't read.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mrs. Cousins?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
They over here passing votes while the people talking to them. I hope that ain't none of y'all kids in SLPS that can't read.
Before you all leave, I just got one thing I want to share with you. One thing, please hear me out on this. Many of you weren't on the board when this took place, but Vashon High, I drove by Vashon High. They built their school from the ground up, and to show you how much they think about children, they built this brand new school and wouldn't even include a soccer field, a baseball field, a football stadium, none of the things that other communities provide for their children. So you really need to really look at what's going on over there, because the school is vulnerable. It's vulnerable.
Point of order. This is Natalie Vowell. Point of order. I could not hear if there was a roll call vote to adjourn. If so, my vote is no.
Oh, Dr. Scarlett.